Good morning, you sexy mother lovers. What's going on? Mix coming at you from NJ Morning Drive. You can find some of our content also on Instagram, NJ Morning Drive. So, guys, good morning. Let's go ahead and jump right into it real quick. So, yesterday I was off. I was at home. I was with the kids. I was in the backyard because it was so beautiful. I decided to basically, like aerate my soil, like break it in, and you know what I'm saying? There is a tool that you use to basically like break the ground and like move it around so that air can get into it. And so I was doing that yesterday. And I actually work I'm sorry, I lived by a trucking place. So you see a lot of activity, trucks coming in, coming out. And one thing that I noticed as I basically looking at these people come in was that there were a lot of people going into the place, but there was not a lot of people coming out. So basically, what I'm saying is that there were more people going into work than were going home. Another thing that I was thinking about, and I told my wife, I was like, yo, for the most part, 90% of the people that you see throughout the day, like yesterday, for example, my day off, or the people that you will interact with, there are people that are working. And so you don't see a lot of people doing recreational things. You know what I'm saying? And it got me thinking. I'm like, how can we say that we live in a free society when we have to go to work for 10 hours, 7 hours? So basically, you spend 90 to 95% of your productive day. And what I mean by productive is like from the morning to the late afternoon working for someone else. And yeah, you're right. You can actually quit. But if you're not going to pay my motherfucking bills, I will, suggest to shut the fuck up. So don't give me that BS. Because what happens is that you have all these motherfuckers out here. They know and they feel that there is something wrong with the system, but they're willing just to be quiet and go along with it. I refuse to do that, man. If I see something that is out of bounds, I'm gonna call it out. Another thing that you notice is like, yo, you get thinking, and I don't know why this shit came into my head, but think about one thing, like the Revolutionary War between the United States and Great Britain was fought over taxation, unjust taxation. And so you would think that the nation that broke the shackles of taxation from another country would be cognizant of the fact that taxation is another form of slavery. Because as much as you don't think about it like that, that's exactly what it is. So think about this for a moment. You go to work. Ain't no one else basically breaking their fucking backs with you, but the government taxes you for commission work at like 40 to 50%. So basically, before you touch your money, some motherfuckers already have their hands in your pocket. That shit is wrong. I can understand, 10%. I can understand whatever because you know what? There are services that we expect from the country or whatever. But I was basically doing some digging yesterday, right? And there was one thing that basically stood out to me, and I was like, wow. Most people would think that the federal taxes that we pay are there to basically pay for schools or to pay for you know roads. That's wrong. The federal tax that we pay to the government are basically money that is used to pay the interest payments on the national debt. That $21 trillion that we owe, that's what that money goes. So basically, we are fucking ATMs to pay for something that in reality we have nothing to do with because there was no referendum. There was no one saying, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. What do you guys think? And so it's fucking crazy. That money goes again to make payments on the interest on the national debt. That's fucking staggering. That's astonishing. Then another thing that you think about is whatever money now you get from the government, or whatever money you get from your employer before these motherfuckers, touch your money, then you have state tax. Then you have the Social Security, and then you have unemployment, and then you have Medicaid and Medicare and all this shit. By the time you basically get to touch your money, you probably are gonna get your hands on maybe 20% of your money. And that to me, that's fucking crazy. That's wrong, man. Not only that, so now you get whatever money is left over, right? So now you go to put gas. Well, there is a fucking tax on gas. Now you go to the supermarket, right, to buy food. There is a tax on the fucking food that you buy. Now you go to buy clothing. There is a tax on the clothing you buy. Let's say that you have to buy a toilet from Home Depot. There is a tax on the fucking toilet. And so every aspect of your life is freaking tax. Everything you do. And again, we say, oh, we live in a free country. That doesn't seem that fucking free, to be honest with you. When you think about it, like you sit down and you analyze this whole shit, you're like, damn. So basically all we do is that we work for politicians and for a country that basically is exploiting the fuck out of you. Ain't nothing else that you can say. And then you have the people like I watched this thing. This is like back in, I would say, 94, 95, and that is George W. Bush, son, on a town hall meeting or whatever, talking to this elderly woman. And this woman says, "Yeah, I work 3 jobs." And this motherfucker is looking at her. He's laughing. He's like, "Oh, that's uniquely American." And that should tell you everything you need to know about the system that we live under. A woman that should be retired is spending time with her family, enjoying her golden years, is working 3 jobs. And the president is saying that's uniquely American. You know what's uniquely American? Because we all fucking slaves. That's the reality of this whole system. You go to pay, you go to work so you can pay for childcare, so that someone else can take care of your kids. I want you to think about this, and I'm gonna leave it with this real quick. So I got thinking about something yesterday, and it was like women's liberation, the whole movement about women's liberation. On this theme of taxation, I really had nothing to do with the liberation of women and the empowerment of women. Women's liberation, I think, came as a consequence of the government knowing that they were only able to tax 50% of the population, of the working population. Meaning, because women were staying at home, they couldn't tax the work of women were doing. And now, that's exactly what they do. Another thing, government is not there to fucking help you. Government is there to fuck you over. Think about this. So you are a family, and now the husband doesn't have the ability to work or whatever. If you take um, welfare, for the most part, what is the one thing that they don't want you to be? If you're a mom, if you're a woman, they don't want you to have a man in the house. So that's another way, basically, for the government to be able to come into your lives, break up your families, and for them to become the masters of your life. Anyway, guys, that's all I gotta say. I would like for you to, comment below, tell me what you think. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I think I'm pretty much spot on. So anyway, this is Mick from NJ Morning Drive. Hope you have a great day, guys. Go to my Instagram channel and have a great day. Goodbye.